I care. This has to be done properly. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, go. Off we trot. So out of bed he goes, past his angry television, following his slightly frenzied doggo, and going past the ZX Spectrum keyboard that he keeps by his jacket. So you can then go up the stairs and then grab the key, guarded by the attic bug. There will be a test at the end of this on why there is a bug in his attic. Hopefully you've been paying attention these last few days. Here he goes into town now. Whoa! And he got hit by a beach ball. Slightly too slightly bad angle on those beach balls there. I was trying to get a quick strat to get past him so I could go into the shop to grab a little bit of lettuce, and then into the shop to buy a burger. Sometimes less is more. Up we go into the train station. And this is the first level in the game that actually has some RNG in it. So these blue heads here will basically just bounce off surfaces and change direction in a seemingly random formation. And to top it all off, we also have these commuters, the black dudes carrying suitcases here, who don't kill you if you touch them, but do get in the way, and so they deflect the heads, the guards, around quite a lot. The object of this one, we got some cash out of the machine, and Clive then dropped his umbrella, so we had to go back and get it. And there we are, we get onto the train there. So there's a few levels in this game where we have to actually get onto public transport. Fortunately, there is a carriage that is the same size and shape as Clive's head, so he's able to do so. This level is all fixed cycles, so pretty easy to do once you know the pattern. You'll notice there is, well, he's just grabbed the FT, which is Clive's favourite paper. Believe it is the Fortress Times. He does love a good castle, that dude. The waiting room you can see on the right there actually is where you have to go to respawn the train if you actually miss the train. In most levels in the game you will actually die if you run out of time, but in the train station levels you don't. You just have to go into the waiting room and that will sort things out for you. Here we go now into the first townscape here. There's 3 locations we need to visit here. We have to do them in a specific order because the game won't allow us to do anything else. So we start with this pub called the Groovy Bell. As you can see, such a groovy place. The pints actually toast themselves. I'm waiting for this bartender to get out of the way. This bartender is very RNG inspired again, like the directions he bounces off in are completely random. And here we are waiting for the points to get into a good cycle now. There is a quicker cycle than that, but we had to wait a fair bit for the bartender to get out of the way, so didn't manage to get on that occasion. So we've gone the Groovy Bell. We've got ourselves a pint there, which was singled out as being the most notable aspect of the game by UKSG. And in we go now into Carlo's, where we're going to try a very quick skip through this room. So let's see if we can do it. And there we are. So that's... that congregation there of food and waiters and drink, that was a quick cycle we managed to get on that, and you pretty much have to do that straight off the bat there. You have to hit the ground running in order to be able to get that. Now I was slightly late on the cycles there, so I had to do that very clutch movement between the spider and the waiter there. One thing you might have noticed about the waiters, by the way, they're actually the first of what we would call seekers in this game. So those are enemies actually will head directly towards you at all times where you are on the map. Fortunately, they're not really able to traverse walls, and we slightly got the wrong cycle on spiders there, so I've had to just do a little bit of dodging there in order to get around them. So yeah, this was the first instance of Clive going into areas he shouldn't really be going into in the game. He wanted to get some more wine because the wine bottle at the table was empty. We're about to see him do a little bit more of a transgressive movement like that as he goes into the bank here, and is apparently not happy with the slow service, despite the fact that these bank tellers seem to be some of the fastest enemies in the game. So he's actually gone down into the bank's vault in order to grab a deposit for himself. Whether it's his money, whether it is someone else's, we do not know. But either way, trespassing. Something that only someone with a beard like Clive's can open. Now, he's grabbed the money. These 2 guards are on cycles here. Oh, and I slightly didn't manage to get around the corner there. So I went for a slightly more clutch run there because they don't have quite as much distance. But here we go, running across. And the seeker comes out of the guard box down there to try and get us, but we actually move into a position that ensures that he gets snagged so he can't get us. Similarly, you notice those two guards on the right there have now turned into seekers. They're heading directly towards me. Fortunately, I hit the switch in the middle there, which popped a bit of money in front of the guards there, either as a bribe or because they're just allergic to money, I don't know. But here we are, we managed to hit the top button. Now we waited for the red guards to get out of the way of the cycle, and we've escaped from the bank. And as we all know, the guards cannot leave the bank yet because it is not the end of their shift. So we can now run to safety into the tube station. And we are now grabbing ourselves a ticket here because this was before the days of contactless and Oyster cards. And the bottom half of this level, as in everything below the yellow section, is on fixed cycles. So we just have to wait for them to get out of the way. And we cannot do a quick run past the middle guard there, the one going up and down. We have to go around behind the ticket machine. And now through the barrier, now this guard at the top here is RNG related, and the commuters all come running out of the station here, and they will get in our way if we're not quick. But fortunately, we actually got a very good cycle on them, or very good positioning on them on this occasion, which meant we had to sneak past them very quickly without them getting in the way too much. Now this is the first of 2 levels in the game, which are referred to in the text box before it as a nasty tube station. We're having to mash through those text boxes, sadly, so you don't get to get the full story of it, but I'm relaying it as best as I can. And here we are, grabbing a briefcase, which has just been left on the platform for Clive, it seems, and getting onto the train there just before the guard can come back. And here's the second nasty tube station. This one is much nastier than the last one because of 2 guards. Firstly, that seeker in the middle is particularly annoying, but also the middle guard here has very bad, unpredictable RNG cycles to try and avoid. So fortunately though, we might have actually got a good deal with him here this time round, and yes we have. He's gone down there. Now I just need to wait for the top guard to get out of the way. This one's also RNG influenced, but not as much. And there we go, he's gone to the left there, which means we can now sneak past and get onto the train. So here is the second and final townscape in the game. Again, we are in central London here. 3 shops that we need to visit, and predictably the one we need to go to first is the one furthest away from us, which is the Barber Shop down the bottom left, because as you can see, Clive is looking a little scruffy. These 2 vehicles we're trying to dodge here, by the way, are actually ones that Clive himself created. They are Sinclair C5s, and as you can tell, this is an accurate game taking place in 80s London when those were very much the transport du jour. So you would see them on every street going, Oxford Street, every street going, you know. So here we are in the barber shop. Now this is one of 3 levels in the game, which is a side-on view rather than a bird's eye view. So because of that, we actually are subject to the forces of gravity ever so slightly, though not so much that we can't nip upwards here to grab the comb for the barber, who has decided to let us find all his tools for him before he will give us a haircut. Hopefully he gives us a discount as a result. And there is his masterwork there. He's actually turned us into him. So Clive actually seems to be a little bit ashamed of his decision making there, which means we now have to go into the chemist. And we're getting some hair restorer here. Now I waited there at the beginning because you see these doors coming in and out, and the beakers in the middle, and that square thing down there. The square is a seeker, and I basically just wait in specific positions here because it means that you can have a very clear run to get the hair restorer and then get back out. So that's one instance in the game where actually waiting is better than moving straight away in terms of a speed run. Now here we are in a department store. If you read the lyrics on the text box beforehand, they're actually the lyrics to the 70s sitcom Are You Being Served? I was trying to think of like a different sitcom there to say, just to mix things up, but oh wow, okay, that was very lucky on that one. It's not normally easy to get past him. And here's a little skip that is fun to do there, where you can actually go down the shaft that the money is going up and down in. And if you are quick enough, you can actually sneak past accordingly. Lucky sod. Hey, this is all skill, I'll have you know, Angel. So here we go. Here's the taxi run here, which is a particularly tough strat to get because the controls in this are quite volatile. So running across there without hitting anyone is quite difficult. And we're pushing the commuters into the taxi rank so we can actually get a taxi ourselves. And here we are now at Buckingham Palace, just outside it. Because it turns out the whole point of this day in the life of Clive is it's the day that he got knighted. So we're actually at Buckingham Palace to get his knighthood. Now, very, very tough little strat there, but we managed to get it there. We managed to just sneak past those two guards there. You have a very narrow window to get past that cycle, so good job we got it. And here we are in the final screen of the game, which is well, where the knighting ceremony is going to happen. Sword is ready down there. We just need to get Clive's bow tie, which has once again been left in the worst possible position. And around we go, past the crowns here, and into the curtain, where we're gonna get knighted. Knighted, knighted, knighted. Down comes the old sword. It's gonna hit him on the head. Now it's as time. There we are. And here we are, 11:22 was what we got on that run. So the second PB on that in one day. And once again, the only life we lost on that was the bloody beach balls on level 2. Jesus Christ, why did I even try carrying on with this run? Anyway, that was my practice commentary for this weekend. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it goes as well on that occasion.